Alright, folks, welcome back. It has been a while. I think the last time I was on PSO2 NGS was back in June. So, what is it now? August? So, 3 months? That's usually the time. So, every 3 months, there's like a little bit of a mini episode, right? They're still doing their mini episodes, which is to follow up on the last big boss, the dragon thing. It's very difficult for me to remember the names of the guys, but it was one of the urgent quests, and that boss actually got remixed in this recent update as an urgent quest. I don't know if we're gonna hit the urgent quest just to show you. The boss no longer has that phase where you're like pew pewing on your weapons on your arcs system stuff. um, so that's besides the point. Anyways, uh, there's a new mini episode. It's 7.4, so we're getting used to these mini episodes. Chapter 7 has largely been mini episodes. I'm still waiting for that chapter 8, right? I like to think that they still got one big hurrah for a big arc. Chapter 8, hopefully it's that. Usually these parts have 5 parts to them. So there's probably going to be a 7.5. I've been labeling them like by point ones. So point 1 and 2 was from the aftermath of chapter 6, which was like the big arc, the end of the big arc. Then chapter 3 introduced that the 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 big thing that Zephedo and stuff was trying to prevent from coming, and they did. And then now last chapter was to catch up with Aina and all of them. And then now this time it looks like the mini episode deals with like Crawford and what's the commander's name? I'll get their name straight at when we go in. But this was last week's update. I was away and then I was just coming back from an anime convention, so here we are. Then we had to do something else related to a language learning, Japanese language learning app. During this update, one of the overhauls or one of the rebalances was the Waker class. So we're just going to use the Waker class in this case. They added a I forgot what the thing is called. Mellow Mellow thing. It's an extra crest that goes around you that auto fires, and it's triggered when you use your weapon action, right? So we're just going to use the Waker class. There was some rebalancing for, I think, the gunner and the fighter. I forgot which weapons though. I feel like it was dagger, not dagger, lance. No, it was dagger. Dagger and fist for the fighter, and I don't actually remember what the if there was a hunter, the gunner thing. I think gunner was just pretty sure it was just pistols. The dual pistols, possibly. One thing I did notice, which I'll go in to talk about, is usually these updates come with visuals, right? They would update the visuals, but I think the Waker class is so new, relatively speaking, that it's new, that I didn't notice that they said anything like, oh, new particle effects. Usually the particle effects, the old particle effects, where it was largely very blue saturated, so it's just blue and white, right? And then the new ones, when they went back to do the hunter, so the hunter is done, updated. The fighter stuff is largely updated now. You have your gunner was updated as well. Ranger done. The technique, so force. I don't know. Tech was done. Yeah, tech was done. So almost all of them are getting TLCs, and now we're finally up to the Waker. I think it's getting to a point where once all these things are updated, I wonder what they're going to introduce. Maybe a new subsystem for combat. As a really quick background, I every 3 or so months, whenever they release a mini episode, I will record the mini episode, largely because it's kind of a way to show something that I play on a regular basis. I spend like 20 to 30 minutes each day playing because I enjoy the labor of love that is PSO2's game, the combat and whatnot. So every time they update a class or something, I would switch to that class. So I keep all my classes up to date and the weapons. It'll be interesting when they finally decide, okay, let's drop, well, I don't know, PSO2 version 3.0, right? Version 3.0, version 2.0 has been a while now. That's when they introduced creative spaces. And that is also when they concluded. It was right after they concluded a large chapter 1 through 6 situation. So I'm kind of looking forward to seeing if Sega decides, let's do one more, right? Let's do PSO2 NGS 3.0 and start a new arc that spans multiple chapters. I'm still looking for that simulation crossover thing that they do, you know, like suddenly throw yourself, despite this being science fiction, it can be thrown into like fantasy and whatnot, like they did in the old PSO, like the PS2 PSO2 base, right, where they would go and have fun in like high school or like a makeshift version of a future Earth, that kind of thing, or a planet that looks Earth-like. There are some allusions to it because they did like the cityscape stuff, like the nameless cities and whatnot. But I'm looking forward to if they pull one more. This is one of the live service games I play for something that's like active, but not not finite, right? I like to keep a balance of forever games. NGS is one of my like third-person action games that I enjoy playing. And then we have like the less action-oriented stuff, like Hearthstone. And then tomorrow I'll be doing P5X because there's a P5X update. So that's your turn-based stuff, right? And then from time to time, we'll pick up like a major game here and there. So yeah, let's get right into it and see how chill the dialogue is. Usually these mini episodes are like, yeah, life goes on, things still go on. Stay tuned. They're fairly short. So we'll be doing the new event. There's a wait. We can actually jump right into the urgent quest actually, if it's right here. This is a pure coincidence. Is this the same one? Let's find out. Yeah, we can jump right into an urgent quest right away. I don't know if this is the new one. And there's a new seasonal event thing, so we'll play that. And I'm terrible with Waker, so it'll be fun. It'll be fun sitting there just learning how to dodge first. Again. Every, like, patch balance, I switch to the weapon that they swap up. At least one of them. Oh yeah, this is it. So this is the last week's update to the dragon boss, right? I don't know how I feel about using Waker for this. We'll see. Yeah, the vial, right? I guess I'm just gonna spend most of my time guarding and then farming the... Yeah, like, he attacks way too frequent. Yeah, he attacks way too frequent to do... Oh, you don't even get iframes for casting a... Man, you don't even get iframes for casting the weapon action. How is that not making contact? So I guess you can use your skill when you had 3 is up, like when you're... I can't pick up stuff. Oh, okay. Well, thanks to my party member. How did that hit me even when I successfully heard the cue, man? Yeah, there's the new seal, the yellow thing, and it just shoots auto fires. It does okay damage, I say. Yeah, I guess it's just stuck guarding the whole time and farming for charge. Oh, I'm gonna die. This is death. Ah! Okay, that's fine. Oh, you do get armor when you're charging up that, so that's kind of okay. Oh, that was poor timing. Yeah, man, Waker class is definitely not for this. I don't remember that. That's early. You just keep hearing the the cue for dodging something. I'm still taking damage. That's constantly early. Why? Oh, you have some iframes on those. Okay, this is where I am gonna switch up. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. I missed that window. Farm the little objects. Oh, that was a little early. Oh, I missed. Oh. How did I miss on that one? Oh, that does not block that, of course. Thank you. Nah, man. That's rough. That's very rough on Waker. Ugh. Too rough. Oh, that's the guy. Oh, hey. I picked up a unit. No fixa though. Alright. Is that good enough? Yeah, we're 3 minutes from the end of the urgent quest thing. You can do it twice here. Yeah, that's the guy. So it's less dynamic than before. He's just very aggressive. Very aggressive. They're just stuck farming your counterattacks instead. At least that's how I would go about it here. I'm not too well versed in what allows you leeway. You can brute force as well, like with one of your attacks. A lot of Waker things have armor, but you're still taking damage. Let's do this again. Right, I think it's a new week, so pick up alliance stuff. Worry about race later. All right, so let's go in and visit our gang, shall we? I don't think the volume's loud. But we'll see. Oh wait, we can. I need. Let's do this again. Okay. Good to see ya. I'm not sure if that's loud enough. Let's
Thank you.
Okay. Let's go and see how our buddies are doing. How they're coping. They're always coping. Crawford and Co. Constantly coping.
Attention Ark's defenders. We are beginning a counter-offensive against the powerful enemies in the Stia region. We request the participation of all Ark's defenders.
Oh, and the Stia region, guys, yes. What's his name? Glenn. Mr. Glenn.
Mission accomplished. Thank you for your contribution.
Oh, you're here.
Yes. Am I interrupting working?
Yes, you could say that. We were just talking about our current capabilities in Stia.
There have been no big changes to our Stia force numbers for a while. But now, with so many coming in from other regions, we need to review our situation.
Most of them are coming from Alio. We can thank Dozer and Aina for that. With their new trainees,
That's right, his name is
finally running
Dozer.
more than a skeleton crew. It's a far cry from back when we were barely scraping by.
It's only a handful, but we also have some troops joining us from Ratem.
It's from Ratem, huh?
Most of them are here to learn our tactics and our combat skills.
A lot of things are changing around here. People and material are moving around like never before.
You don't see the visible change, though. It would be kind of interesting if they go around and start changing the area. So, like, proliferate the area with different region people. So, like, if you go around and look at these areas, they haven't really changed from the major chapters. Not noticeably, so.
Things like regional allegiance may become a thing of the past.
Yeah, so there's no, like, evidence of that.
We were just talking about Stia at first, but it might be time to start looking at the bigger picture. Troops were moving around without regard for borders, even during our fight with the Starless.
This guy does this, the voice actor for Glenn does this thing that he does, like like, troops were moving around without regard for borders, even during our fight with the Starless. Like, it is like this airy quality. It's kind of, it's a thing. I think sometimes voice actors, especially male voice actors in video games, do the little like thing quite often.
Although there were a few tactical issues.
There it is, the issues.
I thought the regions coordinated very well.
It's very well.
We are currently reviewing how we organize our forces based on that experience.
Yeah, and she's doing like soft downtone, so she's not breathing out after every line.
On that note, this means I've been traveling out of Stia more often. It also means more desk work, and less time out in the field with a weapon. Can't say I'm a fan of admin work.
May I remind you? It's highly unusual for a unit commander to always lead from the front. It would help if you could back me up on this.
Fighting is what art defenders do. Admin work is part of a leader's job.
That's right.
No, that's pretty good. Ugh.
Anyway, it's a lot better now than back when we were barely hanging on.
Yeah, this guy sounds like he's constantly sighing, which I guess that's the archetype that Glenn is trying to go for, right? The character.
We need to keep up the momentum. No, we need to increase it even. Which is why we still need your help. I'd like to pick your brain about some things. And you can pick mine too if you want.
I'm okay.
We're all counting on you.
Say no more. Talk to Faria. Or Feria. Feria has been acting a bit strange lately. I thought she would be in the lab again today, but it looks like she's gone out somewhere. I think Feria is that clone, right? If you happen to see her, do you mind lending her near? I'm sure you're able to offer. It's interesting. Now they don't even have like standing alone cutscenes for this is just speech bubbles. Perfectly fine. Can I? Is it this one?
Thank you.
I think it's that one. Okay. Where are we heading? Okay, we're back in Central City. I'm like, I don't know. Obviously, this is gonna be incongruous with things, but I've been spending a lot of time language learning, and most of the time now, I spend a lot of time listening to people, like talk, and act. So I kind of have this habit, a new routine where I'm really trying to listen to pitch, like breathing style, like pitch, and volume, like pacing and stuff. And it's really getting me into also fixating on, focusing on different aspects of archetypes of characters and their speech patterns. So Glenn is definitely the one, like, I guess I have to do this. It's such a drag. Like, man, if only I could just be out in the fight and do something about it, and be in my element. That kind of thing. And then, the lady was like, "Well, if you know, this is also your duty, right?" That kind of thing. And then you have like other archetypes, but you just kind of want to kind of start paying attention to those things when you're learning another language as well. All right, let's go see what Faria is doing. Just chilling, standing there.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, and then she's the monotonous clone thing. Oh, hello. I see. This is the, according to my calculations, that kind of thing. Oh, and it's still not cutscene. Okay. What brings you here?
Oh, I'm just out for a little walk. Ilma's always saying that alone time is important. Come to think of it, I don't think we've ever spoken to each other alone.
Okay, she's a lot more emotional than than like the the Rei Ayanami situation where there's like no emotions.
Do you have some time to talk right now? Until recently, we simply acted according to Zephedo's instructions. As a member of Resurgent Arcs, this reminds me of the day Manon went AWOL from her mission and came to Lucille. I did my best to think of a way to get Manon on track that wouldn't affect the experiment.
And one thing I do have to note, I think reading this type of dialogue, that it sounds above average in my opinion, because I play quite a lot of indie games, and a lot of times most of the reading is kind of serviceable, right? It's the difference between like, okay, your game, like this game, maybe not a lot of people skip these things, that, but the people who do them still put the time into it. It's kind of like whenever Neverwinter gets a new module, Neverwinter Online, I still listen to the voice acting, and as I read it, because I'm picking up these things about, you can really tell the difference between someone who is still just reading because it's their job and they're doing it, to make it serviceable, but there is a very big gap between people who are reading it because, well, it's a day job, versus people who still, I mean, it can be one and the same, but there are people who still continue to execute and take maybe pride in the way they speak. And I think whoever the stock English speakers that are for like games that are put out by Sega, especially live service games, they still do a wonderful job. P5X is an example too, as well, because it's still tangentially related to Sega, but Atlas, right? And how they recruit. Technically, P5X is Blackwing Studios, and it's more hold up by Perfect World, but the talent search for them, you still get that very solid consistency between English, what you like the baseline English, because I mean I've experienced quite a bit when you can tell the person is simply reading the lines from without like some element of emotions going up and down and pacing. Like even the dot dot dots, it could have just been, I did my best I did my best to think of a way to get Manon on track that wouldn't affect the experiments. That wasn't the way that was delivered, but they could have delivered it that way. Didn't. So I still these finer things are still very appreciated.
But I realized that I couldn't do anything about it on my own. So I asked you three for help.
Yeah, what is that? There's that one stereotype that happens. Like, how do you sound like an anime, like one of the really long-standing anime voice actors in an exaggerated way? Oh yeah, we did this for the best, like that kind of thing when it comes to like the English English counterparts, and it comes off as a little jarring. Obviously, it's been heavily stigmatized. I don't think that's like the standard norm, but you can't pop culture has like normalized the English dub the English dub quality as representations of that, like misrepresentations, in my opinion. But most of the time, I listen to both English and Japanese and Chinese nowadays. So, it's nice when you have, even in smaller projects, much smaller vocal projects, that you have very consistent line delivery, and even emoting. You can kind of hear a bit of emoting.
It never even occurred to me that my action would result in what it eventually did.
Yeah, so there's pauses, right? It never even occurred to me that my actions would result in what it eventually did. Like, I said it differently, because her emoting and her pause was different. You could just read it, which is what happens when you have like really low either you have low resources, or you hire someone who's incredibly readily available and just wanted to don't really believe that every role they take is very important. So there are different levels of professionalism, right? Where some people would say, well, it's not a big role, so I'm just going to do it as quickly as possible. And you can read it really quickly. It never occurred to me that my actions would result in what eventually did. That could have been the line. The line could have been delivered. But instead, these people are still trying to emote in character, right? She's kind of soft-spoken. She pauses, and it's not indicated in the lines themselves. So I still quite appreciate these things. And maybe even more so now that I've been trying to get used to learning and listening to 3 or 4 different languages at once. It helps me appreciate English again, of course.
Back then, we were all basically emotionless robots, without a single original thought among us. But the people that we met here were something entirely different from that.
This is going back to like chapter 6, when it was revealed that pretty much everyone who was like in Lucille were clones, including Manon.
Everyone here
Actually, everyone's clone.
had distinct personalities and were full of all kinds of ideas.
It's kind of hard to know who's a clone. Like your main character is also a clone, supposedly, and that's supposed to connect with like thousands of years ago.
And even when they had conflicts, they worked together to resolve them. Thoughts are complex things, and it's difficult to predict where they'll lead. While I was monitoring Manon from Lucille, I could sense that something in her was changing. I couldn't comprehend what that change represented at the time, but since I've been here, I feel like I might finally be able to understand it. There are thousands of different ways to react to a single event. Different people can have different feelings about the exact same thing. Those reactions lead to new ideas and ways of doing things, and those things to even more new things. In time, we learned that that's what life was.
There's some social commentary in there somewhere. I'm resisting.
Getting the chance to talk with you like this makes me happy as well. Emotions are truly mysterious things.
I don't know if it's clear or not. Like Lucilians are like of human nature. Like they have all the capacities of human feelings. It's not even clear what like the parts peeps are too. The peeps that the character
At the
that I am.
moment, I would say that the single largest influence on us is Ilma.
Ilma.
He is a very interesting person. His emotions surrounding research are very straightforward. He simply follows his interests to see where they'll lead. Sometimes his methodology is a little loose, but in that sense, I suppose he's similar to Zefeto. But aside from that, I still have a difficult time figuring him out. Sometimes he'll suddenly jump up and yell while he's eating, then head to the lab. Or he'll still be sitting there researching something when he's already late for a meeting with his brothers. But I think that unpredictability is what makes him so fascinating. I'd still like to get to know you, Manon, and Aina a little bit better too. If possible, I'm hoping I can continue to grow and someday contribute something myself. Although I still have no idea what that something might end up being.
I know you'll do great things. I know you'll do
Thank
great
you
things.
for saying so, though I may prove something of a bother along the way. I hope you'll continue to support me.
Is that it? Oh, okay. Oh, that's it. Wait. Oh, no, wait. Oh, wow. I really thought at least Crawford, so it had nothing to do with Crawford. Oh, no, there's more. Oh, Hibana. No, we gotta catch up with Hibana. I don't know who Hibana is. That might be the one in Rotem? No, Hibana. It could be one of the, like, the announcer ladies. No, I think that's Rin. Oh, Hibana might be that lady next to Glenn, right? That sounds about right. Everyone has... This location was one of the first locations that... Just imagine. Imagine having a picnic. Just imagine. Alright. This is not how one traverses through water. I think Hibana is that lady with the horns. Oh. Wait, maybe not. Crawford,
Why are you here?
why are you here? What about you? Why are you here?
We came to see Hibana.
Oh.
This is
Oh.
where she lost her life.
Oh, that Hibana. It's the one that they have a common interest in. Yeah.
The
Never
war's
saw
end
her, though.
still isn't in sight yet. But now, with Vile gone, it felt like a good place in the story to give her a little update.
Hmm.
Do you have some time to join us?
Our immaturity caused Hibana's death. We just pushed our own positions without even trying to compromise.
Glenn is an edgelord.
I thought everything could be solved simply through brute force and aggression.
And I was overly cautious, demanding perfection before I took action.
Crawford's a nerd.
But it was Hibana who always stood right between us and mediated. She'd let us argue our cases and then give her honest opinion. And it was always something that we could both agree with.
True. Somehow, what she had to say always seemed to make sense. Hibana was the balance in our relationship. She kept things stable.
And then,
Yeah. Neil Stia came and attacked Aleo.
Hmm. The way
I rallied
back.
my forces at Central City and started setting up a defensive perimeter.
Not that far back, actually.
and I took my troops to go face him head on. But he was way stronger than our intel reports had indicated to us. I quickly ordered a retreat, but my troops were driven back and scattered. Hibana and I were there, covering their retreat. I was so focused on the dolls units I was engaging that I didn't even notice Nilstia had gone after her.
If I had stayed right next to her.
Or if I had listened to you and waited until all of our forces were deployed.
She even told me she had a bad feeling about the whole thing.
You know what this kind of reminds me? It's a little bit, but these games nowadays is a little bit more brighter, and there's like lighting and global illumination stuff. But I still remember playing Grandia 2, and then people stand around and they're talking. And oftentimes games of old are a lot more dimmer and grimmer looking. You know, I'm not talking about like being dark, because there are games that are very dark, but they're still like very vibrant and lively. But when people are standing around in like live service games, it kind of reminds me of the old, much older JRPG, like other JRPG days, where yeah, it reminds me like that they're talking about very heavy topics, but it's very tough. You gotta use your imagination to how that is emoted. Of course, this is coming from this year's Clair Obscur, right? Playing Clair Obscur, so interesting. I just thought of Grandia 2 all of a sudden.
You know how this story ends. We both clung to our own ideas and went our separate ways. We kept up our work in Aleo and Stia, respectively. And that's how things were, until the three of you showed up.
You helped shake things up for us, so we could finally change. It was also a great chance to restore relationships with the regions we had lost contact with. And now we've all come together as one to fight our common enemy.
Whatever
So
that
many
is at the
things
moment.
have changed since those days. We came here today to tell Hibana about all that's taken place.
I still think there's room for the PSO2 team to go with a more of a like a comic book, but manga, like a manga graphic novel presentation, as opposed to using these standing models situation to tell like backstories and whatnot.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, didn't learn very much more about her other than she seemed like a nice person. Somewhere in the back of my head, I almost feel like there was a time where Hibana would be like some sort of clone, and then Crawford and Glenn would have to contest with the idea that she's now here, but she's a clone. I think one of the really common elements that happen in PSO2 in general is people are clones of people of clones, and like all your main characters, they have clones of clones because future. Okay. Do we have more, or is that it? Oh, that's it. Okay. Well, there you go. Catching up with folks. Obviously, this is definitely a far cry from, at least in my at the moment, I think P5X, right? Phantom, Persona 5 Phantom X. When they start writing stuff, their stuff is kind of like this too, in a sense, but it's far more frequent at the moment because it's in its it has accelerated timeline. I'm still looking forward to when, if they decide to really introduce another arc again, before maybe like their next big thing. I think Sega has been overall, like, despite your niche doomsaying and stuff, Sega Atlas together have been doing really well over the years. So that would, in the recent years, and that would spark possibilities for long-standing IPs that they have to have some sort of either a tie-in or another mainline game, and Phantasy Star Online is definitely one of them, right? I don't know about Atlas. I'm kind of curious what Atlas is gonna do outside of Pistagio, right? Pistagio's works, and I guess now we have Zero, or Stadio Zero, right? The Studio Zero that is doing Metaphor. Don't know what the PSO2 team is doing. I honestly don't think that many Japanese developers and publishers sit there maintaining a game at like very consistent frequency. So PSO2 NGS is just like business as usual without having a reason for it to be business as usual. I think at some point there is going to be a PSO2 related title that is outside of this, outside of the live service tie-in, right? I think that's how the business models and development cycles are going for a lot of development groups and big publishers or bigger publishers. They establish a kind of a maintenance role for their live service games, whatever it is, right? That's what Japan is largely focusing on at the moment in the publishers like Sony and etc. where that establishes a platform, because that's the most behaviorally consistent thing now to have. You have a somewhat like a forever game with a tie-in of either live service or something that funds it, Patreon, etc. In this case, publishers would not rely on crowdfunding. They would do something like a live service model with microtransactions or gacha or something. And they established that despite overwhelming odds, like maybe even disfavorable things, they go through the ropes of trying to get it established. And then that becomes the element for being a platform. And that platform then allows them to work on main titles or standalone projects that tie into that live service, that taps into the familiarity and branding of the titles. So it would be really fun. Again, I've played some Phantasy Star Online games, but they were way before this Phantasy Star Online. Like this type of online. I played like the ones where it was kind of hard to tell if they were going for fantasy or sci-fi. Like I played Phantasy Star 1 and 2. It did, I think they weren't even referred to as online. Let me see. Pretty sure it's like Phantasy Star, or like, yeah. I played Phantasy Star 1 and 2. The SEGA, right? The SEGA titles. Phantasy Star 1 and 2. Before they had the online, going on to the online series, which is this current one. And I have no experience with this like metaverse, this universe, Phantasy Star Online universe. So it would be fun to play a game that may be able to introduce it. I don't think they were ever really that popular outside of Japan in general. But it's certainly one of the franchises or one of the IPs that continue to move along, right? Or exist. And if what you call it, preservation, the Japanese preservation, right, video game preservation, is anything to go on, especially Sega, I would not be surprised in the next 2 or 3 years to see a Phantasy Star Online title tie-in, and then we'll talk about it. Right now, my stint into Persona 5 the Phantom Nexus, because I'm going to do a legacy thing for Persona games. As well as, I'm keeping up with Like a Dragon, but honestly, I'm surprised that Like a Dragon does not have a lukewarm received live service platform for Like a Dragon yet. I would not be surprised it would exist, but I think RGG, the group, like with Sega, which is Sega, you know, Sega has decided to approach Like a Dragon a little bit different by doing like, yeah, it's just approaching keeping Like a Dragon relevant in a very different manner. I really appreciate that. Anyways, all right, that's it. So let's go and see what this task is like. It's apparently supposed to be an 8-person thing. I actually didn't do this thing either. I wonder if anyone's doing it. Might as well give it a shot and see later. Yeah, but this is the new thing. It's 8 peeps, right? I guess I'm gonna try to not be a bummer when it comes to Waker. All right, let's see what this new limited time quest is like. This is kind of like the general routine. Every 2 weeks, every week, it's like rolling. It's usually just gameplay. So every week, recycling events, tweaking events. I just do stuff in this game. Less sentimental stuff. I'm more a sentimental guy, but if you want a daily driver, you log on, you do things, right? It's kind of... Let's see. Okay. What does that... What is happening with that thing? What the heck? Right? Oh, that's auto damage. What the? It's persistent damage in that thing. That's kind of new. That's new. Neat. That's kind of dangerous. There's a butthead around. Okay. Oh, I didn't have anything targeted. That's awkward. Is it one of those annoying guys again? Get away from me.
Trial start.
I hit the wrong button.
Success.
Oh, that's kind of loud. Wait. Oh, there's more. Right, that's Erupt. Interesting. So apparently, this limited quest has random paths. That's kind of fun. So we're gonna do this a couple of times. See what we have. I do like my randomization. That's kind of like the new age thing to do. If you just want to chill and mix up things that you've done for a while. Add sort of a bit of randomization to the things. So like these paths and the different compartments whenever you're teleporting, it's probably when they choose which permutation, which path to do. Oh, I didn't target that while I do it. Awkward. That hits 180. Oh, come on. You saw that. That animation went off. Don't even at me right now. Oh, I thought I was out of range. Hmm. It's still going. Oh, this is the new, yeah, this is the new boss type. Ah, looks like something from you know what this reminds me of? It definitely reminds me of a modified Zaku unit from Gundam. Oh, you know what? This reminds me of that one thing from, oh yeah, that's probably PSO2, that one speed. Oh, I forgot what it's called. I'm pretty sure it's a grunts too. Just gonna pretend like we know where all those missiles are coming from. And stay right above his spinning, right above the thing's spinning attack. And guess when they're gonna attack. I see like a red, gigantic red reticle, but oh, okay. Ow. My face. The thing. I'm surprised that thing didn't become a Beyblade yet. Now I can actually see what the heck the guy was doing at first. Okay. I see. Ow. Big beam? Big beam.
Success.
Oh, hi. And then, of course, a gigantic Rappy spawn for the event points. Or a tiny one. We happen to. And a big one. That's it for the seasonal quest. Huh. I think this goes till September 9th. Right. It was okay. It was chill. Business as usual. At this point in the in the PSO2 NGS life cycle, you're kind of just moseying along and hoping to be surprised one day, right? Start the next major arc. I would love for them to attempt to repurpose some of like the other themes, like a feudal Japan theme, but because it's in a simulation, it has like anachronisms, you know, sci-fi anachronism, like a neo feudal Japan situation. That's kind of how I feel that's a little bit absent in NGS, where all the places, the terrain changes, right? It's often the terrain, the environmental things change, but not necessarily the architecture. And they clearly have all these assets still, because in the creative space, a lot of people still recreate all those places. Let's do it a couple more times. Like, do I get anything for? Yeah, sure. So one more time. Nice. Oh, actually, we can try this. What is that? 420. Let's check it out. This was introduced last week. Unless there's no one doing it. So it's very possible that no one's doing it. That's why I didn't try. Because usually around this time, not the greatest of times, yeah. Considering what is offered. Let's do one more. What? Oh, is it because I'm in a beginner block? I don't know why I keep doing. Why is there a preference for that? This is the point in the session where I would go to like some random creative spaces. So we'll do a little bit of that. See if we can find a new creative space that is interesting. Maybe find one or two. One more time.
Welcome.
I think it's a fun game to play, to get like your hands moving around a little bit. Lean into, oh wait, was it always this bright? Oh, probably not paying attention. Is that a banana? That is a banana. Is there branding on it? Kind of. Oh. That is a banana. Wait, was it always this blue? Okay, this wave is the same.
New presence detected.
Oh. That was fast. This is... Okay. This is a different route.
Please respond to the situation. I'll send enemy info.
Yeah, they're repurposing the Dresden power plant, right? Oh. Oops. Oh, I thought I had that timing. Oh, that's actually his.
Success.
Oh, that's actually the unit's attack, not friendly. Follow the lead of the peeps. Some people know clearly what they're doing. Very different from the last group. Holy damage. This group has like at least 200 to 300% more damage than the last group. I don't see if there's any particular exposure spots anywhere. Oh, okay. So you can take out you can take out its legs. Okay. Okay. Legs and its crotch. Legs and then shoot its crotch.
Success.
Oh, you can farm that laser. Oh, a little baby guy. Holy damage.
Mission complete. You're good. Well done.
Oh yeah, that was definitely a group of 7. Either 3-4 or a group of 7. Or like 2 groups outside myself. Okay. It's pretty alright. It's okay. I think this stage had different lighting for sure. I thought it was more it was like a redder. Alright. Well, that's PSO2 in a nutshell. Every 2 weeks there's a rotation, right? What is it like? Like you log in, you do your dailies, right? The quickest thing is to do these. They take like 5 minutes, and then weeklies complete themselves as long as you do the dailies. And then on the first day of every week, like reset week, I just do almost all the alliance tasks immediately. And then you have your arc records thing. You try doing one of these, like usually you get silver on them 1 or 2 tries. And then every 2 weeks there's gonna be new limited time quests depending on what it is. The Alter Realm exploration was just added. It's another combat zone basically, but now this is a combat zone outside, just like a Nameless City. And then Lucille exploration didn't really get too many things more since last time. And for the die-hard peeps, like all the duels, I haven't really done any of the duels too much. Yeah. All right, let's go find like maybe 1 one interesting creative, one or two interesting creative spaces, hang around a little bit, and wrap it up. Still holding out. Still holding out. I still think it's going to end at 7.5. And then still waiting for that 3.0 chapter 8 thing. Let's see. Let's go by name. Interesting name. I think this Bujin, it's 50% done, huh? Oh, Bujin City 1.2. Bujin is like a meme, I guess, in PSO2, really. He's like beating horse. It's a samurai thing. Let's see if we can find some. Oh, maybe not. They might actually do the Bujin thing. Jitensha and Walking Light. There's traffic light, you know. Walking, bicycle as well. Cute. Very cute. Are these openable? Okay. Nothing comes by it. Okay. Okay. Subway out. Okay. What? Oh, is this like deliberately being... Oh, I feel like this is oh, there's some deliberateness here. Oh, hey, that's a cool... That's actually a pretty nice character setting. Construction work. Makes sense. Are any of these doors openable? No. Okay. Okay. Still under construction. Not bad though, not bad. What's in here? Okay. Hold up. No, right. Okay, not bad, not bad. I kind of like these creative spaces a lot more, where they can like compartmentalize and close it off. So your creative space is gigantic, right? But a lot of places do the open air, but I like these kind of like claustrophobic, really tiny, where the skybox is covered up. So then you can create like different scenes, right? Not bad, not bad. Who is the person? Zuriku. Awesome. Wizard of Oz. You know, I just recently watched Wicked, the movie. Let's see. Emerald City? Oh, come on. Give me Emerald City. Okay. Not Emerald City. Oh, an attempt at Emerald City. Work in progress. Okay, lots of... Okay. Sure. Lots of assets. Kind of weird. Okay. An attempt at Emerald City. Yellow Brick Road. Solid. No music choice. I do like Emerald City, especially Wicked. Wicked had wonderful, wonderful cinematography for realizing the imagery and the representation. Especially with Emerald City was a treat for the eyes. Let's see, do we have anything else? Hang on. I forgot to make mention. Oh, they didn't create a unique name. Okay. What else we got? Phasmophobia House. I haven't played Phasmo, but I have seen Phasmo. Let's see how. Oh, very nice, actually. Intriguing. Where does this take you? Yeah, yeah. Wait, can I actually go up that? Oh, cute. Oh, very cute. Wow. Dang. This is elaborate. Yeah, this is what I mean. I love these creative spaces. You like, oh, they do have a nice skybox though. Okay. Like they do have the skybox open. Yeah, very neat. I haven't personally played Phasmophobia myself, but I have watched sufficient, you know. Oh, that's well now. Nice. Wait, is that another player? Oh, gosh, I got startled. Okay, okay. All right, all right. I'm like, man, that is a very animated character. All right. Pretty good, pretty good. Well done, well done. Nugget. See anything else? I do enjoy the referential stuff quite a bit. Gives me something to talk about. Got any other referential stuff? My home and Gundam hangar. All right, Vita. Is this one that I've seen before? I haven't seen this one. Oh, that is certainly Gundam. Gundam Freedom, I guess. It kind of looks like Freedom. Probably Freedom. In your house, you say? Looks like. Oh my gosh, there's a dead area. Wait. Hold up. Is the Trojan horse somewhere in the? Oh, this is a Trojan. Oh no. Oh no. All right. We have to. I don't know how to reset myself. Oh no, there was a hole on the ground. Hold up. How do I return to the starting point? Oh, okay. Thank you. That's unicorn, right? No, not unicorn. Dang it. What is the light guy? Setsuna say there is something from Gundam Wing as well. I don't actually recognize most of these. This one is from one of the more recent ones. I forgot what they're called. Arise? Gundam Rise? Series? I'm not quite sure which one this one is. Well, that's a little... Yeah, fairly chill. Oh, some Sailor Moon stuff. And we got some Sailor Moon stuff that I noticed. Okay. And Vanity. Alright. I always like seeing Gundam things. Why is this here? Well, that is a... That's interesting. Alright. Alright. Let's do a couple more. Puzzles, Shiva. Good job, Vita. City of Glass. Nintendo Gallery of Memory. Alright. Let's see. In before Nintendo. Alright, what are we gallerying here? So this honestly kind of reminds me of a Legend of Zelda chamber. Right? This is like a spring that you would come in one of the dungeons, and then there would be a fairy thing, but I don't know if that's intentional or not. Intriguing. Okay. Alright. Hover for the N64 logo, jump down to explore, or enter this teleport for the mini game. Oh, yeah, okay. Can I hit one of these? Oh, come on. Did you come up with an interaction? Okay, that's fine. So we need like a side profile. Okay, let's do side profile here. Alright. Okay. Oh, interesting. Don't mind me. Just platforming, pretending to be 2D. Ah. Nice. You have been challenged by Arc Trainer Mini Zepheto. But he had noticed your MTN, so the challenge was cancelled. Proceed onwards. Oh, okay, a Pokemon Stadium area, like an arena. Very nice. So we had Mario, Pokemon, Legends of Zelda. Only the hands used to defeat the Great Evil can take the sword from its resting place. Alright. Oh, it limits your jumping. Don't mind me. Oh, and there's an invisible wall. I see. Cute. Very cute. You can't jump. And you're tied to other way to tie to the ground. So wait, can I jump now? Oh, wait. You can only jump from the other side. Okay. Daijoubu desu. Okay. All right. Safe. Ah. Wait. Okay. Very nice. Victory is only given to those who obtain all three. Oh, intriguing. Ah, but can I? Okay, let's try again. Oh, you can't actually off access. Okay, so they actually made it so that you can't be off access, which is great. Ow. Don't mind me. I just want to get back to, how do you get the... mini Safeta? But how do you go back to it? Once you do this stuff, you know? It's okay. It's no death. Oh, they respawn though. Oh, can't go with it. What if we just bop this guy? Oh, you can't bop him without bopping the other guys, I see. Okay. And now how do you get the sword? This just takes you back. Alright, well. What else can I do? What did they say? Jump down to explore, enter this teleport. Okay. What else we got? Ah, okay. Now you can see everything. Neat. Flag post. This is very elaborate. What is this reference? Intriguing. I'm not like the most savvy Nintendo person, so if I don't understand anything, I'm too uncultured. Okay. Intriguing. Super elaborate. Really wonderful. Yeah, there are all the compartments, right? I imagine this has something to do with wherever Ness comes from, right? Or not. Oh, that's cute. Oh, that's very cute. More like a Palatown thing going. Okay. Fine. Are there any more? Hero Society Base. I doubt. Shadow de more. I doubt this is what they're referring to, what I think they're referring to. Let's find out. No, they're not. Nope. Let's see where this leads. Okay. Oh. Ooh. That's cool. Wait, is it referring to what I think it is? No. Can I actually... Oh, I thought if that teleported you to something, that would be pretty cool too. Oh, this does though. Oh, he has linked with the capital. I love these multi ones. Row 2, okay. Yeah, there are a bunch of creators now that have multiple domain, like multiple creative spaces connected to each other. Especially that one guy who did like Kingdom Hearts, all the Kingdom Hearts places. That to each other, alright. Okay. Oh. Wait. Oh, it's actually probably my alliance, the alliance I'm in's thing. Interesting. I was expecting a gigantic building of sorts. Okay, alright. We're fine. Got me excited for a moment. Wait. Yeah, this is my I'm pretty sure this is the alliance I'm part of. Okay. One more. Let's find Noriko's home designs. That's probably for assets. We've been here. I've done this before. In Forbidden, no. Casa del Yujin. Oh, okay. Cosplay showcase room. That's kind of risky. Cosplay showcase room is kind of risky. Yeah, let's look at it. We'll end with something a little bit different, right? Cosplay, where are you? Where did you go? Sale. My personal cosplay creations linked. Okay. Seems quaint enough. Oh, yes. Wait, wow. Some of these... That looks really great. Look at these, like... Alright. Oh, intriguing. Wait a minute. Triforce? Oh, wow. Okay. Intriguing. Anyways, let's look at the showcase stuff. We'll see if those are accessible or not, if they're filled. Wonka, I got you, Wonka. You shouldn't mumble. I can't hear when you're mumbling. Excellent quote. Edward Scissorhands, right? Solid. Oh yeah, I'm getting the Tim Burton vibes here. There's a lot of Tim Burton going around. Jack Skellington, of course. Everybody screams in our town of Halloween. Yes. Nightmare. Even closer. Seems Santa is not so willing to give up his secrets to this Christmas. Excellent quote. Hellboy. So we also have Del Toro, right? Not crap, more demons. Alright, let's do this. And then his ascended form. Eat. Spawn. Wow, this person's really into their edge stuff. I'll send you every one of you. Yep. Is this supposed to be Nightmare? Yeah, for the Soul Edge. I'm like, where's your sword at? The hand is what gives it away, the Nightmare. Very edgy. Oh, okay. Alright. We have Jango Fett. Got a contract. I'm the best there is. Yeah. A much less dirtier Jango Fett. Anakin. You know, like sand, it's coarse and rough and irritating. It gets everywhere. I remember this line. Of course, Vader. The helmet's a little weird, but you know. You don't know the power of the dark side. I'm just kidding. Spidey, yeah. Nice. This is most definitely closer to, because of like the tech, it feels a lot more like the most recent iteration. Spawn, I mean Venom, sorry. I said Spawn. Venom, wow. Okay, getting the neck thing to work, that's really good. Carnage, of course. We have Carnage. Let there be Carnage. There hasn't been a really decent Carnage thing in some time. Huh. I'm not cultured enough to know what this is. Oh, Genshin. Yep. Not cultured enough for Genshin. Same character, different thing, and then this must be him like ascended or something. Transformed. Yeah, I'm not cultured enough for Genshin. Let's see. Alright. What about if I click on this? Oh, okay. Intriguing. So I'm very curious now what the other things are. Bizarre Adventures, okay. Shield you know what? Let's go to the Shield Helicarrier. I wonder if there's a way to double back. Are these guys? Oh no, I remember this. Yeah. This is the same guy. Yep, I remember this. This is really good. Like proper size helicarrier, right? Without the turbines. Oh no! There are the turbines. The turbines are over here. Yeah. But the thing is, you can't go back. Yeah, you can't go back. Where is the thing? But yeah, those cosplays are awesome. Very nice. Well, that's a wrap for PSO2 today. Hopefully be back in another 3 months, right? 3 months, maybe chapter 8. I think they'll end at 7.5. Curious what they're going to do. I like my personal like selfish request would be for them to bring back like the video game Inception thing dealy, where you like go into a video game and then that video game presents different ways to reintroduce all the different types of metaverses, meta planets and stuff, and then have a crack at breaking a little from this type of aesthetic that they have going for it. Who knows? Or have maybe a fun thing. I don't know what a fun thing would look like. Like a chapter that isn't doom and gloom and melodrama kind of situation, but more a cheeky comedy situation. I feel like that's kind of been somewhat a void that's missing in PSO2 NGS narration. It's often like doom and gloom, apocalyptic, impending doom stuff. There are some occasional jibber jabber here and there that gives like some lighthearted beats to the world. Not so much though. This game is still, for all intents and purposes, highly more about having combat, doing things in combat, constantly iterating on bosses and stuff. So it's gotten to the point where even if the boss is like gigantic, they do a lot of things, you're kind of, the more you play it, the more you feel like despite all the big things going around on the screen and stuff, you kind of just get used to it. So it looks interesting. I don't know how it feels when people spectate someone playing, but all that, like, there's a lot of noise that shrouds can be like sensory overload, but when you play the game to an extent for an extended amount of time, you kind of just know what to look for and it inherently moves itself. So like that new enemy type had all these like red beam missiles going everywhere, but largely you are conditioned to more or less either avoid 80% of the stuff or 50% of the stuff, negate the other 30%, and then 20% of the time you're just framing stuff, right? Or not really just framing, but you're iframing stuff, and then maybe like 5% of it you're just framing. And then there are like mandatory things that you can't block or evade. So, but it's usually this game when it comes to bosses and stuff, very sensory overload. You have very wide bosses. Their attacks are screen filling and all that stuff, but in the end, the punishment for playing the punishment is not that severe. It's morally, it's like emotionally severe when you play the game for a very long time. Like when you get hit, you know you got hit because you're so used to not ever getting hit, or if you get hit or you're soaking, it's always deliberate, right? And that's the type of game this is. It feels interesting enough that I think I don't get the same feeling or combat or satisfaction or like a different input of engaging in game than other games. You know, if I pick up a Fortnite, I'm pretty sure it's very singular, right? And then when you play Minecraft, it's still very singular. When you play Stardew Valley, for example, like if you go down the list of top 100, maybe top 50, top 100 titles in terms of daily drivers for Steam, right? On Steam charts. In Steam, nearly, I would say over 50% of the titles are now considered platforms. And they are live service in some way. And what I mean by live service, I want to change the aspect of live service. It's not necessarily what defines live service is the idea of it has to have microtransactions or gacha or those fixings. I think that the time of that type of mentality is kind of subsiding. So the phrase that I would typically say when I'm referring to live service is forever games. Games that developers and or publishers or even an indie developer will keep going. However, it serves as the core to giving their namesake out. So like you would have a game that you really enjoy and it's this developer who constantly puts some time on the side while also they're working on something else. And then when that title drops, the base community that is with them goes and try out the game. So it's a forward investment. So when you pour more and more into games like this, like platforms, if and when that next thing hits, all the people in here will give it a shot, right? So now they're looking for platforms. Like for example, whenever when Baron decides to put out a new IP after Stardew Valley, it's going to make waves. Or for example, this year we saw Toby Fox, right? Toby Fox put out Deltarune, right? After a long time, but Deltarune, Undertale continues to do the thing it does, right? And then Deltarune had a very long history. Supergiant Games does it too. in a different way. So like early access gives you that feeling, oh, the game is constantly in development, and not in the same way it used to be, where it's seen as the game. In my opinion, it's starting to transition from the idea of they release a game in which it's played just fine, but you play the game knowing there's more around the corner. And that's kind of how I feel about the quote-unquote live service space, whether it's crowdfunded, angel investors, investment forward model. I've kind of touched a lot of these things. Microtransaction heavy, seasonal live service, forever games, creative side for, you know, Minecraft and stuff, Roblox, so games within games, social platforms. It's kind of an interesting time to live in when it comes to trying to figure this out. I mean, if the NGS reach EOS, right, end of service, that's fine. There's plenty of things in the sea. I'm kind of like shopping for some of these things now. How long has been, I think NGS now is turning 3+, right? I think this is the 3rd year. Pretty sure this is the 3rd year. I can't believe it's already 3 years. Hearthstone, I've been with Hearthstone for I think this is going into their 10th year soon. And then Neverwinter has just concluded their 12th or 13th year. I've lost track, but it's interesting to see this type of stuff become a social norm in the last 5 years. I always wanted to invest in something. So right now, this year was Phantom X, right? Yeah, P5X was the thing. Yes, there's a lot of controversy, gacha games, and the idea is if the developer and the publisher set a precedence for something, that habit formation, you know, the expectations can be very, very volatile or vitriol when they suddenly switch to a different expectation. And P5X is having some growing pains at the global side anyways. Have some growing pains largely due to the dissonance that happens when you're expecting like a titular numerical entry versus a platform, an attempt to create a platform. I don't think I don't think Phantasy Star Online, you know, as a personal commentary, if and when they decide to, I don't know, release like a Tales Persona 5 game or a Xenoblade thing, right? Because PSO2 NGS is very ripe to be a contender, a universe that is very reminiscent of a Xenoblade competitor, right? And a Xenoblade, what is Xenoblade right now? It's Monolith, right? Monolith Nintendo. So if there's anything that Sega has a potential pitch for PSO2, like or PSO in general, it's probably Xenoblade. So you could kind of see it there. It's like kind of woven in some of it, but not necessarily Xenoblade in the sense that they have to take on the combat system of Xenoblade, right? Although because of Clear Obscure and some recent developments of like turn-based stuff, I think Sega does have their hands into embracing a lot of like retrofitted turn-based mechanics. So that might be an interesting place. But PSO2 certainly has a market, in my opinion, if they were to release a standalone thing or start up a new trilogy or something like that. A live service like Forever Games, I think pragmatically speaking, does not lean towards the stuff that makes me very enthusiastic about like covering. right? I like talking about stories, brainstorming about theories, talking about writing. I mean, I spent most of my time droning on about how the person delivered the lines in the voices. I absolutely love when people imbue some of their soul into it. I'm not saying these games are not soulless. The creative spaces are filled with soul. That's why I enjoy going and seeing what people make in the creative spaces. And I think that's a great call, despite it was actually very divisive when players found out that the big hot feature for PSO2 was to make creative spaces, right? Those who want to play video games for the sake of video games, fair enough. For myself, I hope I live long enough to see a PSO next gen or a current contemporary iteration of Phantasy Star Online. I still look forward to other Sega stuff. I'm still playing all the Like a Dragon releases, and then Stranger Than Heaven is coming at some point. At some point. And there are other Sega properties, right? I know quite a lot of Sega properties. You know what a really hidden one would be? I think it was called Shining Wisdom. Yes. Like, if you want to know how niche back in the days, Shining Wisdom, that was one. I would argue that would be the contemporary return to try to have a Legend of Zelda competitor, right? Shining Wisdom for the Sega Saturn. Yeah. It was by Sonic Software Planning and Camelot Software Planning. When was it released? I reminisce a lot when I'm playing Sega games. 1995. Yeah. That was the title that I owned. I had a Sega Saturn. I also had a Sega CDX, but I don't think I had a RPG game. Shining Wisdom was a character RPG. So you had your Zelda stuff, your life stock, your HP stocks, you solve puzzles. It's kind of like top down. It's a 2.5D game in a way. And also even in the Sega Genesis, like, what was another throwback? I mentioned this a couple of times already. When you think of Nintendo, you also think of Fire Emblem. And my Sega nod would be Shining Force. Shining Force. I feel there's no connection between these games as far as I know, like the Shining series. I think these were made by separate people. It's kind of funny because Shining Force was also remastered or something, or re-released on the Nintendo Switch. The Shining Force, actually, maybe it's part of the Shining series. Hold up. It might actually be all part of the same series. Oh, it is. It is. Okay. So when I didn't know this was to be true, but I thought it was a coincidence at first. But I played 3 of the Shining series. The first one was actually Shining in the Darkness, which is a dungeon crawler. It's kind of like the first person dungeon crawler, like Might and Magic stuff. And I think that is very niche. So it's all fair in games if Sega decides to release a Shining in the Darkness. But then after that, Shining Force came out, and that's the tactical strategy game. So Fire Emblem, it's a comparable to Fire Emblem. There was also Shining Soul, which I didn't play. It had some roguelike mechanics. And I don't think Shining Wisdom has anything to do with the Shining series. At least I don't think. I don't think so. Oh no, it does. Action roleplay. Okay, it does. So the Shining Wisdom is part of the Shining series. I would love to see the return Like, this is where I like reminisce, sitting here thinking about Sega games. The Shining series is probably it preceded well before the Phantasy Star, but I also played Phantasy Star 1 and 2. Yeah, the Shining series, man. They did try to bring back the Shining series a couple times. The most recent one was an arcade game, right? Like 2009. But they haven't really brought anything else back. What is the most recent? Shining Resonance Refrain. Console game? Interesting. Oh yeah. Shining in the Darkness, Shining Force. Oh my gosh. And Shining Wisdom. Maybe. Here's another little tidbit to talk about. Gamescom just happened, right? I looked at all the announcements and whatnot, and Capcom is, bringing back Onimusha, right? Onimusha. So Sega might follow suit, bring something back. I have less things in the modern age, like the sub-modern, like the PlayStation era kind of just phased out Sega. And now I'm back because now Sega is on PC, right? Not too many Dreamcast titles. I stopped. Dreamcast was post PlayStation, right? So you could only afford so much back when I was younger. It'll be interesting to see what they decide to bring back. Was Panzer Dragoon Sega? I mean, I played Panzer Dragoon. I remember they tried to do Knights. No. Panzer Dragoon was... Oh yeah, it was a Saturn title. Yeah, Sega Sports R&D was involved in it. Dragoon tried a couple times. Anyways. A little bit of banter, a little bit of reflection. I hope I get to come back and be excited. Chapter 8. I feel Fantasy Star Online 2 has got one more, got at least one more around it. I actually have no idea how the developers and people who run PSO2 feel like, because those individuals are also associated with the Sonic team, right? As far as I know, the impression I get from Sega's organization is, despite having different team names, the staff are kind of promiscuous in some sense, right? They have a bunch of R&D subsets within Sega, and then sometimes if that subset gets like a really associated with the series, you start naming them there. So there's a Sonic team, there's the PSO2 team, and then there's RGG, Ryuga Gotoku, so the Like a Dragon team. And then associated with Sega now, we have Atlas with their studio names too, like P Studio for the Persona team, and then they form like new segments of their in-house crew to call them according to what they focus on. So it's really interesting to see how, I wonder what it's like to be working on the PSO2, like the PSO team, when you can see that Sonic, like the next Sonic big thing was Sonic Racers, right? It seems like that's shaping up to be fairly nice. Sega and Nintendo, right? Sega and Nintendo often reflect each other quite a lot. But a Shining Wisdom can reflect Legend of Zelda, right? A Shining Force can reflect Fire Emblem. Sega and Nintendo has been around for so long that you can see parallels regardless. And then we have Xenoblade and PSO. But it's fairly clear that Nintendo, without playing favorites, right? I've actually never have yet to own a Nintendo console. Switch 2 got launched recently. People are really excited. They enjoy it. Donkey Kong Bonanza finally reignites and resurrects a long-standing series in need of a refresher, right? And now we're looking to, I mean, Sonic Frontier did fairly alright, you know, they've found a new direction for Sonic. I haven't played a Sonic game in some time. I hadn't even attempted to try to do a Sonic game. Please, Crawford.
An interception operation involving the central cannon is currently in the planning stages. Please prepare to deploy.
But I was late to the Like a Dragon thing, but we played all the Like a Dragon games, and I feel like Sega has, at least RGG Studio has captured my heart. And now, despite how divisive it is, Persona 5 Phantom X is gonna be, like, as far as I know, a forever game for now, and it has piqued my interest to do it all over again with Persona. And that's probably my next Sega thing. Anyways, a little bit of a chat. Yes, Crawford. Alright, Crawford. Okay, so that's a wrap for today. For PSO2, we'll be back in another 3 months, probably. It's like clockwork. Another 3 months. It'll be 7.5. A bit of a dialogue, some dialogue. And just waiting for that next chapter. And yeah, I do this regardless if I'm covering it or not. It's about 30 minutes a day. All right, folks, there you have it. If you're gonna watch this later, right? Arigatou gozaimasu. Right? Thank you. Feel free. You can pick up play PSO2 NGS. It's a free-to-play game, free-to-play live service game, right? Free-to-play here. I like the idea that there's cosmetics and all that stuff, and then people can buy like parts to build things. I enjoy watching other people create things. I myself spend most of my time language learning nowadays, so my investments are elsewhere. But it's lovely to see and be able to have the privilege to play games that basically have no entry cost. So give it a try. Come on by, share your favorite Sega related memories or Phantasy Star Online memories. I like being nostalgic nowadays for what may happen in the future, because when you're nostalgic now, there's always an opportunity to see in the future. For myself, I've lived, a lot of people that I know, including myself, have lived through 3 generations of game development now. So it's about that time again where there's going to be a refresh of most of the game for new generation, right? The Gen Alpha. Gen Alpha generation. So we lived through the millennial period, and now the Gen Z period, which was, around the 2000s, and then now we're seeing once again another iteration of it for Gen Alpha. And hopefully I get to live long enough to see a 4th one. And it'd be a stretch to live a 5th one, right? But we'll see. Until then, feel free to stop on by. We can chat, just chill in here. And whenever this comes up, right? I'll catch everyone in 3 months' time. 3 months' time. So until then, 皆さんまたね, right? 見てくれてありがとう. See you all next time. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. Catch you guys on the next one. Bye bye.